it's me with this strange look in her eye.
Hello, everybody. We are on time. I love it. To be early is to be on time, and to be on time is to be late. We are on time, ladies and gentlemen. Any gentlemen on here? How is everybody? Can y'all hear me? Oh, let me make sure my volume is up. There we go. Can you ladies and gentlemen hear me tonight? Give me a thumbs up. You can speak back, say hello. Thumbs up. Okay, I see the thumbs. I see the thumbs. How's everybody? Jordan, how are you? Thumbs up. Lori, Harold, how are you? Yes, indeed. Busy Bee. I like that. Busy Bee. Hello, everybody. We'll be getting started momentarily. Listen, we are on time. It is 7:53. All starts at 8. Let's do a round of introductions as we wait on our host to log in. If you are just logging on, let me tell you what we do on the Monday Mastermind session. What we do is we take rounds of introductions. So you can come on. Hey, Natalie, she says, I'm so excited. I am so excited too. But this is what we do. We practice communication on here. So we come on, tell you where we're calling in from, give us your name, let us know your city, state, or country you're dialing in from, and we love to say hello and greet you. Because this is like your practice rounds for when you get the mic. How many of you are going to get the mic for Ambassador? By show of hands. Some of you are like, yeah, but I'm not going to say nothing. But anyway, listen, this is our practice round. Do me a favor, if you're just joining us, please come on, state your name and where you're calling from. I'd love to say hello to you this evening, taking some introductions. I'm Jared Wilkins, Presidential Diamond number 89, income earner, inside of it works, calling in from Houston, Texas. Welcome to the call tonight. Who do we have out there?
Yeah, Wanda Falls from Dallas, Texas.
Hey, Wanda, how are you? Welcome to the call tonight. Glad to have you. Who else?
I'm grateful and congratulations on your son.
Thank you so much. He's keeping me up at night, but that's all right.
Mr. Wilkins, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Oh, I'm excellent, sir. Hey, Tyree, how you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Congratulations on the new little boy, the young prince.
Thank you, sir. I'm averaging about 3 to 4 hours a night. I think that's pretty good, though, considering.
Oh, you're doing great. That's a great average.
Awesome. Who else is just joining us? Go ahead and state your name, where you're calling from. We're filling up fast.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I'm from Del Rio, Texas.
From somewhere in Texas. How far are you from Houston?
About 6 hours.
Oh, you got to come down to Houston. I'm in H-Town, home of...
Oh, I will. I lived in Houston for 10 years.
Oh, did you? Okay, okay. Well, you know what it's about.
Yeah, I got family over there.
Good deal. Glad to have you on. Jennifer Nibbins, I'm going to turn it over to you. We got 60 people on at 7:55, so it's all yours. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. You guys are hopping on, getting plugged in super early. We are super excited for, I guess we all can tell, super excited for this evening. Special guests. Who's all excited? Let me know who's on. Type in the chat where you are tuning in from. Get hype, get hype. Who's all excited for tonight? So we are exactly like 4 minutes out from beginning. And so we just kind of want to hype up the call. All right, Illinois, Indiana, go ahead, tag your business partners, shoot them that message in your team chats, in your groups, letting them know, making sure that they are hopping on, okay? Because we get started on time, all right? So we're gonna start on time. We wanna make sure nobody misses any of this information, because I know we are all super excited to catapult our businesses to the next level, and you guys are all in for a treat with getting amazing information, because I'm not even going to tell you what this girl has done for me. She doesn't even know me, but she's done a lot for me in my business. So good evening, everyone. Tampa, Florida, Virginia, South Carolina, Orlando. Everyone is hopping on. Make sure you send out those last minute reminders again to your teams, letting them know that we are about to get started. Good evening, Mr. Tracy Fisher from Houston. Hello, Long Island, California. All right. We are tuning in from everywhere. I love it. All right, all right. So we are on counting down. Y'all go ahead, continue to type in the chat where you are tuning in from. We are reading it off. Hello, Morgan from Philadelphia. Sally from Denver, Colorado. Hello. Awesome. I'm excited. So the numbers are rising. We are at 91 participants this evening. To everyone, thanks for hopping on tonight's Monday Mastermind. Well, you are in for a treat. You are in for a treat. I guess everyone knows that because y'all are hopping in and the numbers are rising to hear from this top income earner, Miss Winter Patterson from Houston, Texas. Good evening, good evening. Hey, hey, gorgeous. All right, Garner, North Carolina. Hello, Karen. Are y'all accountability partners on? Because you guys want to make sure your teams, your accountability partners are on to hear some very, very great information and amazing story. Hello, Nicole. All right, guys, we are 2 minutes out. We have hit over 100. Awesome, awesome. Let's pack it out, pack it out. Let your people know they don't want to get locked out. So make sure that they are on and hopping in. We see the chat room is lighting up. We love it, we love it. Hey, hey, good evening. I see so many beautiful faces on here. Make sure your people are on. Hello from Battle Creek, Myrtle Beach. Awesome, good evening. All right, countdown is on. We are at 8:59 Eastern, 7:59 Central. And we will go ahead and get started again. So make sure your people are on. If you are just hopping on, we are just introducing ourselves in the chat with where we are tuning in from. So you can definitely go ahead and do that now. Let us know where you are tuning in from. And then I will go ahead and get this thing started and tossed over. But we want to make sure that you guys are hyped. Are y'all hyped? You guys are probably done with me, right? I got to see y'all get hyped. If I see your video, I need y'all hyped or typing it in the chat. Awesome. I am super hyped. Great, great, great. So it is 8:59. We are probably like 10 seconds out. Hey, Jade Hooper is in the chat. Good evening. Okay, guys. So my name is Jennifer Nivens, Triple Diamond Leader with this amazing company. And I am just excited about tonight. And I see so many other people are as well because we are at 148 and rising to hear from an amazing young lady who has definitely helped me, you know, in my business, you know, undercover. And so I am very excited to be on to hear some information as well. So I am again Jennifer Nivens out of the Charlotte, North Carolina area, and I have the honor of introducing an amazing young man, millionaire earner in the industry, guys. Okay, millionaire earner number 89 in our company. Okay, number 89. He has impacted thousands, tens upon thousands of lives around multiple countries. Okay, so not even in the US, multiple countries, has impacted top teens, top income earners. He is a husband to an amazing wife, Miss Portia Wilkins, as well as a father of two. He has a beautiful girl and a brand new baby boy. And so congratulations to you guys. And so, yes, I am honored to step aside and bring this amazing young man on who is the creator of this mastermind that we host on Monday nights. And you guys can search him up from different podcasts, and we'll be just dropping tons and tons of nuggets, okay, to help you get your whole life. And so I'm gonna go ahead and bring Mr. Jared Wilkins to the front of the Zoom. Mr. Wilkins, are you there?
I am here, Mrs. Jennifer Nivens. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Am I coming through okay?
Yes, 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 sir, you are.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hosting and introducing and bringing so much energy and excitement on to the call this evening. I want to welcome each and every one of you on. I know, you know, talking with Miss Jade Hooper about this over the last couple of weeks, and we decided we would make it happen. I'm so glad our schedules permitted it to happen today, and so it's exciting. I know the call is continuing to grow. We expanded the numbers just so that we can have that many more people hear from her, hear what she's done consistently over the last, I believe, 7 years. You know, 7 is the number of completion, and so, you know, it's one thing I always tell people that with enough hard work and focus you can, find yourself or get yourself to the top. It's a whole nother level to stay at the top, believe you me. And here she is years later, number 7 income earner. Let me rephrase, the current number 7 it's not Janet Jackson. Come on, what you say? She said, what have you done for me lately? Not what you did for me in 2019 or 18, but here say in 2020, what have you done for me lately? And so we're going to be hearing from Mrs. Jade Hooper tonight. All of the information I've gotten about this young lady has always been she's so real, she's so authentic, and I went on her social media page, and I'm glad to report back that she is indeed real and authentic, and you're going to hear that tonight. But I want to swing it back to my partner and just really edify her, Mrs. Jennifer Nivens. She is one of the most incredible, hardworking, dedicated, not just women, but people and leaders that I know of. A young lady that we crossed paths over a year ago, almost a year ago, when she had actually left ItWorks, stepped away from ItWorks and came back to really finish what she started, and to see her start from scratch. And I want you to write this down. Anytime you start from scratch, it always takes a little bit longer than that box cooking. Starting from scratch is a little bit different, but started from scratch and has regrown and rebuilt her entire organization to triple diamond, and is currently boxed in for presidential diamond. Would y'all help me light up the chat? Help me light up the chat by writing go, 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 go. All right, I just want to send some love out to our incredible host, Triple Diamond Jennifer Nivens. Welcome to all of our guests. Welcome to all of our family members, our friends, the ItWorks family. I've been getting messages from people that saw the posting on social media saying, hey, I'm not in ItWorks, but I'm getting on. I want to hear what this young lady has to say, want to hear and Mastermind. And so many times we have so many people logging on 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Mastermind training. And the purpose behind it is to talk not about company, but to talk about concepts. It's not necessarily to talk only about products, but really to explore principles and philosophies that govern success. And so tonight, our special guest is Mrs. Jade Hooper, Ambassador Diamond, number 7 income earner. Jade, are you with us right now? She should be. Just hit unmute, Jade, and you should be good to go. Jade Hooper, are you there? Are you there? I thought I hit unmute on her. Let me find her again. There she is. Okay, ask to unmute. Okay. There you are.
Hey.
Well, Jade, how are you?
We're good. We just got off our top 200 focus group Zoom right before this, so we're fired up.
Yeah. Top 200 focus group. Tell us about that. What is that?
So what's really cool, it has been 7 years. It's actually 7 years. I don't have my watch on, but it's 7 years in just a couple days that I got started with our company. And I just love so much what we've been able to do and what we've evolved into. And so every single quarter, corporate has taken a group of movers and shakers, coaches, picks, and the top 200 income earners just to put them into a group chat and a place for people to collaborate. And that's what I love so much, because we're in business for ourselves, but we're not in business by ourselves. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen my YouTube, but I've always just shared everything that I've ever done, because what's the point of doing, what's the point of just one person being able to do big things, right? There's room for everybody. So that's what that group's for. So we were just kind of saying hey to everybody who's in the next quarter.
It's amazing. You talk about the top 200, and that list just came out company-wide a few weeks ago. And obviously some people were excited about it. Others were maybe not processing it correctly. I know Mark really hit on this, and you've been with the company for 7 years. Talk about, we're going to get into your story, because there are 3 points we're going to cover tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So hopefully you got your notepads and your pen and you're ready to take some notes, because we're going to talk about story tonight. The purpose of storytelling, or why we want to hear Jade's story, and I want you to write this down. The purpose of us sharing stories is to, number 1, distract, dispute, and inspire. To distract you from your current reality if you're not fulfilled in it. That's the purpose of sharing your story. when people hear our stories, they are distracted, if not for a moment, from what they're experiencing, not having the income or being in lack or not having the time or being uncertain. That's the first thing it does. Second thing it does is it distracts and it disputes. Disputes means it's going to dispute whatever they have bought into. Oh, I'm not good enough. I didn't grow up on the right side of the track. So I've got kids. I don't have a husband. I'm not the right color. I don't have the right this. I'm not the right that. That's another purpose of sharing your story. And then, of course, number 3, to inspire. And I think that is one of the greatest acts of leadership. It is to inspire you to dream bigger and dream faster. So Jade, number 7, right? Number 7, top 200 income list just came out. Has this been the highest you've been in the company? Talk to us about your story. Who are you? Where do you come from? Because there are a lot of people that know Jade. There's a lot of people, but there are a few of us that do not know who you are, how you started, how you got to the top, and how you stay at the top, and how you brought so many other people with you. So let's start there. Tell us about your story.
Sure. And you know what's crazy is I've been the number 10 money earner. I've been the number 3 money earner. I mean, it just depends on the year and what's going on, right? But so I'm 30. I'll be 31 in just a couple weeks. I actually got started with our company. I think I was like 22, just before my 23rd birthday. And I always say that my story started so much longer before I started this business. How many of you guys feel like your story started way before that? They say that the first 7 years of your life are really what solidify and like define the kind of person that you are. And when I learned that, I was like, oh God, that makes a lot of sense why I have problems, right? Like for all of us. My mom had me when she was 18, and my mom was a single mom since I was 7 years old. I had an abusive, like drug addict dad. I'm just slowly kind of just trickling in, slowly starting to talk more and more about like way in the past and the things that define me. But we were broke, man. Like it was bad. I mean, we didn't have TV. We didn't have a house phone. Sometimes I'd come home from school and there would be no electric on. We had an empty fridge, I mean, we struggled really bad. I didn't need what's going on in the world right now to know what it's like to struggle and to know what it's like to be broke. And so I just witnessed my mom make a lot of bad decisions. I listened to her when I'd sit in my room and she'd be on the phone at night, crying with ComEd, which is the electric company, begging them to not shut our electric off. And so just witnessing all of this and knowing that I kind of manned up a little bit as a kid. I would just not ask my mom for lunch money and I would just not eat lunch. I didn't have clothes, so I would give my clothes to my friend's grandma to patch up the butt of my jeans. So I wore the same jeans all 4 years of high school, and my friend's grandma would just patch up the butt. You just do what you got to do when that's all you can do, And so as soon as I graduated high school, I met my boyfriend, who's now my husband. We've been together. I was 18 and he was 19. I moved out, went to cosmetology school, worked 2 jobs. I'm not afraid of hard work. I am not afraid of hard work. And got out of school, got into the salon. The next day I had a job lined up, and within 6 months I was a salon manager. And that was the first time in my life that I just felt like I was making it. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was making it. I could work, and on Wednesdays, on my one day off, I could go with my grandma to TJ Maxx and shop the clearance section, and we could go for endless soup and salad at Olive Garden. Like that was the epitome of life to me, because we had struggled so bad. Just like barely making it above water was like more than I could have ever asked for. And so I thought everything was great. And Will and I got married, and right away we got pregnant. And that was the moment that my whole entire, my soul got all broken and just put back together in ways that I never imagined. I never wanted to be a mom. I didn't grow up, playing baby dolls and house and stuff like that, wanting to raise kids. I grew up like just wanting to be an independent person and not have to rely on anybody else. I wanted to just rely on myself. And I didn't want anybody to rely on me either, because that just spelled disaster. And so when I got pregnant, I mean, it was just crazy. My husband lost his job. we lost our insurance. I started having complications with my pregnancy. And so I had to go every 2 weeks to a specialist. That was like thousands of dollars every time. It was scary. We ended up moving 2 weeks or 2 times before we even had my son. And I remember walking around like, I earned this. This is my dream. I'm going to be in this salon. I was talking about opening another salon in a couple towns over because it was a corporate salon. And I'll tell you what, I did not expect how much it was going to hurt to have a baby, meaning like my soul. It like broke me into a million pieces. I always say I was like the Grinch, like the old school Grinch movie when they say his heart broke and then grew. That was me. And it was a shock to my system. I cried every day for 2 months because I was just the thought of handing my child over to someone else. Like, I mean, it killed me. Oh my gosh, did it kill me? And, I stepped down from my salon manager position, and it was hard because at that time my husband was working 3 different jobs, 3 different part-time jobs. I mean, I saw his eyes when he would come home, and he hated to be home because it was just this constant reminder for him that he wasn't enough, because that's what a man's job is, to provide. That's what they want, right? And so I spent 1 year of Levi's life feeling sorry for myself. I was like, why me? Why is this happening to me? I worked so hard. Does God hate me? Like, I didn't have any sort of faith. I didn't know why. Like, I'm a good person. I'm not terrible. Like, I cuss a little bit and I'm kind of crazy sometimes, but like, I can't be this bad. And it was Levi's first birthday. It was August 7th that I got in a fight with Will because he maxed out our credit card to put drinks on the credit card for Levi's first birthday. And I put Levi to bed, and I did the creepy thing that I think we do. We stare at our kids when they sleep and wonder how in the heck this went by so fast. And that was the first time that I got down on my knees and I prayed, because I couldn't do it. Like, when you physically know that you can't do this, and you have like, I think that's where God wants us to be, right? Is like just that we need him. So I prayed for something, and I just became just very, very willing. Very, very willing. And so I just prayed that I'm like, hi, God, it's me. I don't know if you know who I am, but if you're there, like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore. And so it literally was the next morning, I had that little voice in my head pop in and was like, work from home. And I'm like, this is crazy, because my mom was a Mary Kay lady, and we had a closet full of a whole bunch of stuff, and she didn't make it, And I'm just like, this is crazy. Oh my gosh. I don't have any friends. No one likes me. I have 160 Facebook friends. How am I going to do this? And how am I going to convince my husband? And you know what, guys? I mean, I did the math. I took what I was making at the salon, and I subtracted the gas, the childcare, which is just stupid. Everything, the clothes, everything. And do you know that on a good month, I was making $100 on a good month left over. I was literally working to just say I was working. And I was like, crap, I mean, I was couponing. I was doing laundry in my bathtub with homemade laundry soap. Like, I was trying to figure out how to make it work. And so, I found this business literally after giving up on like a 2-week search of ways that I could work from home, and everything was the same. Pots, pans, candles. You could sell beef jerky at that point. I don't know if that's a thing. Makeup, jewelry, purse. I mean, it was just all the same. And I gave up, and it was like the next day I was in a mom group, and there was like 300 and something women all complaining about how they were broke and sharing how they were trying to make money and be like the ultimate Pinterest mom. And I commented like a Me Too comment, and this girl messaged me, and she said, I think that you should do this. And it was crazy. I felt it in like my chest that I should do this. I didn't know what it was. I never heard of the wraps before, nothing. But I didn't pay my T-Mobile bill, and I got started. And when I got started, I mean, this was so life and death for me. Like, when I say that, like, it killed me, the thought of handing my kid over, I was like, dude, so if all I have is $100 to after going to work, all I need to do is make 150, and I'm already over what I'm making.
Jade, I'm sitting here in awe, listening to your story. Like so many, y'all light up the chat. Let us know if her story, her sharing her story, has distracted you from your story, has disputed your excuses, and if she's inspired you so far. Because I can tell you right now, looking at my son, who's now all of 2 weeks old. I couldn't imagine handing him over to anybody other than his mother and maybe his grandma. And they fight all day, Jade, to see who's going to hold him the longest. But to hear that, I know the feeling is my point. I know that feeling, and that is the feeling that causes some to break down and others to break out. And you know, it's so reminiscent, Jade, to what you're saying, because I think every single person that's on here listening and that will be watching this replay, that's the feeling that you have to find. Maybe it's not your child. Maybe it's not, you know, your son or your daughter. Maybe that's not the feeling. Some people, they don't feel any kind of way handing their child over, or that may not, but you have got to find that feeling. And when you find that feeling, you'll meet somebody on Pinterest. You know, we always say, Jay, what you're looking for is also looking for you. And that's what happened. That feeling for a moment, if not for a moment, broke through the universe and opened up a seam so that you can meet who you needed to meet and your life could change. And so thank you for sharing that. So let's pick up the story. Let's pick up the story, Jade. You get started, and the day you got started, only $100 remaining. You set a goal. You said, if I was making $150, this would be a good business. So, you know, I'm assuming you got started, didn't pay your T-Mobile bill. I've got T-Mobile as well. I know what it feels like not to pay the bill. You know, try to negotiate. Hey, can I move it a month? And no, you can't move it a month. You moved it 2 months already, sir. We need you to pay, sir. And they talk to you like they rich. But anyway, that's a whole different. I'm sorry. But anyway, so you got started, Jade, and you ran right to Ambassador Day month 1. Is that what happened?
No. So I got started. Actually, I said, you know, if I can make $200, I said, if I can make $200, that would be just, I can do this. Like, I could convince Will and do the PowerPoint presentation. Not that anybody's going to tell me what to do. That's not the kind of life I live. No one's going to tell me what to do, but just so he would shut up. And so I got started, and he was, I don't know if any of you guys have an unsupportive significant other, but mine was also until Christmas. So this was August, so until Christmas. And I had to tell him to shut his face a few times until Christmas, and I'll get there. But within my first week, I made $250. I just basically was just like, I looked at my Facebook friends list, and again, there was only 167 people, and I didn't have Instagram. That didn't come until the next year, because that was 2013. That wasn't like a thing. Right. You guys, and also there weren't people building their businesses on social media. That was actually taboo. So when you guys go, I dare you, go to my YouTube and go all the way to the beginning, and you will see that I was not showing up perfect. I had no idea what I was doing. It was just all trial and error and doing it, whatever it was. I just had to do that. So actually within 5 months, I had promoted to Diamond. And then within the next 2 months after that, my husband and I were both double Diamond, and we had earned $50,000 in bonuses. And you guys, what's crazy, okay, is so December. This is the December before I got started. Will and I actually moved the week of Christmas. Levi was just a couple months old. We had to move the week of Christmas because we couldn't afford where we were living. We actually couldn't afford our water bill. Not kidding. We couldn't afford it. And so we had to move the week of Christmas. So my son's first Christmas, we had no tree, no gifts. I mean, even my mom, you know, rocked a good Kmart layaway for 9 months to give me presents, and I couldn't even do that for my own kids. That was my lowest low. Because of this business, the next year, 4 months after I got started, my husband walked in after a long day at work, and he walked into the living room, and he was so mad. And he came in here, he said, "What is wrong with you? Where did these gifts come from? I have to pay rent today. How am I supposed to pay rent if you went and bought gifts?" And I was washing dishes, and I said, I paid for those. He goes, "What do you mean you paid for those? How did you pay for those?" I said, "With my money, with my It Works money." And he goes, "What do you mean? How am I supposed to, how much money is left over? How am I supposed to pay rent?" And I said, "Well, I paid rent too." And he's like, "How did you do?" Because I never paid rent. That was just he just physically did that. I was like, I paid rent too. And so he goes and looks in our bank account and he goes, I don't understand. There's $400 in our bank account. We have never had that kind of money unless there was something that we had to pay. And I was like, well, I have $400 left over after paying for Christmas and paying rent. And that man just like shocked, came up behind me, put his arms around me and he said, thank you. He said, thank you. Okay. And so imagine if when my first paycheck was $47, he stood behind me and I was like, I got paid today. And he's like, okay, how much is your paycheck? And I opened it up and I was like, it's $47. And he goes, you'd make more money working at Walmart. And I said, you got to shut your face. If you can't be nice and supportive, you got to be quiet. Cause I just can't, like, that's not what I'm doing here. You guys, like, he would come home from work at 4 o'clock in the morning and I'd be underneath my covers, following and unfollowing. I wanted this so bad. I treated this like life or death. I treated my business like my son was in a burning building and the only way that I could save him was through my business. Like that is how I treated this. And so within 6 months, we were able to pay off $30,000 worth of debt. I was able to, oh my gosh, before even a year, we were able to pay off $30,000 worth of debt. The next month have enough money for a down payment. And then the next month we bought our first home. And I was 23, 24. I mean, it was just crazy. And my mom's never even owned her own home. And so I just was like a bat out of hell, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, my soul has just been so set on fire. It still is. I mean, it really, really still is.
Well, you almost had me cry for a second, but let me pull it together. So I saw, Jade, I saw two things when you were talking, because when you share your stories, they create these pictures for me. I'm a picture guy. I saw when your husband was making fun of the $47. Like I saw it. I don't even think I've ever seen him, but I just saw it. I saw the cadence, because I too had the same experience, not with a husband, not with a wife, but with an ex. Now she mad, she want money. But anyway, so that's a whole different thing. But when you talk about his experience with you in the beginning, when it was just getting started, and I also saw when he hugged you from behind and said, thank you. How did that feel?
It's really funny because we've been together for a very long time. We were just kids, and looking back now, I can look at him and he's grown himself so much.
Yes.
And I've been able to say, what was it? What was the problem? And he said, it had nothing to do with you. And it had everything to do with me, in the sense that, like, it just, for me, it made me feel like I just wasn't enough. Like, here I am busting my tail, working all these jobs. I come home and I know you're skipping meals, so I have enough food for lunch. And now you have to go join one of these stupid things to try to make up for what I couldn't do. And so if you guys, like, you can't, like, our husbands, they really do love us so much. And if they just don't show it the way that we do. And so it's not about you, like, Will could not qualify me. Everybody in my life through my business who have been people who've, like, given me crap about this or been a hater or whatever, I've done all the things. I've blocked them. I've ignored them. I've thrown money at them. I've tried to be successful to prove them wrong. You guys, even when I was number 3, those people who I was just so badly looking for this confirmation that I was good enough, they still were not satisfied. They still were not proud. And I was like, holy shit, there's literally nothing that I could do because I'm not the problem.
Right.
You're the problem. You're the problem. So you guys, you don't look for people to qualify you who are unqualified, unless they physically have built a business on their phone, on Facebook. They know how to use Facebook stories. They can't qualify you. It's like asking someone for advice on how to raise a kid who doesn't have a kid. You wouldn't do it. So don't ask the people who have they can't even wrap most of them they have flip phones. They've got a jitterbug. They don't even know how to help you. You know what I'm saying? So they can't qualify you.
That's so true. And You know, I'm amazed at this whole new wave of building network marketing. You know, I've been doing this for Jade 16 years. I've been doing this not 16. And we've been with, it works as our third company in 16 years. We're one company for 7, another company for 3. And with It Works, this is my final stop. I told Mark and Cindy and Cammie and even Patilla, I said, man, if we don't get to our vision and our goal here, I'm just done with network marketing. I'm finished. But I say all that to say this, you know, this has been an interesting experience to even hear you talk about growing and building the business on your cell phone using Facebook stories. And we're now going to transition, because I know everybody, you know, a lot of times, Jade, we always hear, well, how did you do it? What are you doing? How are you doing it? And the how-to is simple. The strategies of how to grow the business, they're very simple. The biggest part, and why I always start these sessions with the story, is because we've been talking, me and some of the leaders the last few weeks about, you know, we always talk about it's a process, it's a process, it's a process. Yes, there is a process, but success has a formula. There is a formula for success, and at the foundation of that formula, my philosophy is it starts with faith. And so that faith, building that faith, and that's what you were just talking about, not needing confirmation. I always tell people validation is for parking, not for people. Because no matter what I've earned, no matter what I've driven, no matter what we live, the people that are negative, skeptical, you know, disempowered, they won't believe it anyway. It's always, okay, yeah, you're this. Well, you did that. You know, why don't you do this? Well, what? And they don't have life figured out either. But, you know, I'm amazed because, and It Works. I'll never forget talking with Cammie, and she told us that when she was building, when she was, you know, in the field, she started off doing wrap parties and, you know, kind of building the business the way I was taught and the way I was trained to build the business. Now, it's very difficult to kind of pivot or shift for many people when something they've done has worked, and I've earned millions. I'm talking literal, not in sales, in commissions and bonuses, building it in living rooms and dens, doing what you guys would have called wrap parties, like literally getting out there, doing presentations, driving 20, 30 minutes, driving an hour, and only 2 people showing up and still having to be motivated. And I was doing it part-time. I had to go through that whole experience, and to see now, and It Works, I mean, obviously the wrap parties were part of it, but now people like yourself and so many others have really legitimately built to 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, 7 figures a year, leveraging your cell phones, your Facebook accounts, your Instagram, and your YouTube. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, if I really, listen to me, if I would have told my mentors back then that everything they were teaching us is now on the brink of being antiquated for the masses, they would have laughed me out of their seminars and rooms. But it's proof positive now that even with what's going on in the world with COVID, we have now transitioned and pivoted to leveraging technology. So let's talk about strategy now. We've talked about story, guys. We're going to talk about some how-tos, but none of the how-tos we're going to discuss will remotely matter to you if you don't get what Jade talked about in the beginning, the first 20, 30 minutes of this conversation, which is that feeling. There has to be a burning desire. She eloquently talked about using the business to go save her child if he was in a burning building. That's, I mean, that whatever that feeling is, you got to go find it. Nobody can give it to you. Your sponsor can't give it to you. Mark Pentecost can't give it to you. Your sideline sister can't give it to you. You have to have that feeling that only success will quench. So let's go over and Jay, talk to me about your strategy. Give me the how-to. If I'm brand new to the, I'm brand new, just like you. I'm assuming, Jade, It Works as your first network marketing company, yes?
No, I've been with actually 2 other companies in the past, but for a very little smidget of time, very short.
So you weren't a top earner in those companies?
Oh my God, no. No.
So It Works is really your first build, right? Your first time building. Okay. So let's talk about Jade. Under the covers, following up, adding friends. I want you to do two things for me because I'm brand new. I'm brand new. I've never done this before. You know, I'm digging the scene with the gangster lean. I'm trying to get this thing together. Jade, take me back 7 years ago, and then I want you to start fast forwarding the tape to what you did, if you can recall, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, what you're doing now, because that's what people want to hear. How they want to hear. Are you posting? Are you posting every hour? Are you doing host to post? What are you doing?
So, I mean, it literally is this, like, I've pretty much done the same thing this whole time for 7 years. I mean, and when I stopped doing the things that had worked for me, everything felt so funky and weird because we all have the things that work for us. So the first thing that I want to say, you guys, is that there's no right or wrong way to build this business. There's 800 million different ways. Like if I know, I always say, like, if someone's out there dressed up as a tomato on the side of the road and they're dancing, but they're enrolling customers and distributors, like, good. I hate judgy people. I hate judgy people who try to point fingers and say that there's only one way to do things. No, not the truth. Okay. So that's number one. Number two, my motto is all the time, always, as much as you can. Okay. And so, I've done the same thing forever. Post, message, follow up, grow your network. Just, that's it. That's all you got to do. If you want to get more results faster, you don't do other things. You just do more of what works. Okay. If you want to build a house, you've got to get the hammer, nail, and the wood. You don't go dig holes, right? We don't go get busy doing, busy work and things. Paper busy is what I call it. Like, you don't need to go hop into the eSuite and print out every document. What does that do for you? You just got to talk to people. So posting, messaging, following up, and growing your network. I did it all of it pretty much between Facebook and Instagram. And it's just evolved over time as, like, our phones got better. I mean, when I started this business, I didn't even have a forward facing camera on my phone. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I was just selfieing it from the back and hoping for the best, you know what I'm saying? So, and now of course we have Facebook and Instagram stories, which has been so amazing. So post, message, follow up, grow your network. You're making amazing posts. You're connecting with people, with your soul, right? You message people because you want to, you got to be there. Like I always say, be in their back pocket. If you message them, they will go look at your posts. If you're not messaging anybody, there's no one to look at your post. If you're not posting, they've got nothing to look at. Okay. People are going to live vicariously through you, through your posts, right? Because I believe that I'm here on this earth to find the other Jades of the world in whatever matter that might be. I'm a million different things, not just one thing, not just a mom, not just a wife. I'm a million different things. And so my hope is that I can just connect to as many parts of me as I possibly can. And I'm growing my network constantly. So that way I have more people to message, to have more people to look at my posts. And then we follow up, because fortune's in the follow-up. You know, that's just pretty much the standard, 7 to 21 times of following up with someone before they enroll. Okay. And so originally my message was, hey girl, have you tried that crazy rap thing? That was a 2013 OG. So, I mean, you maybe, I don't know, you could probably do it now because not many people know about the raps, right? But basically I do the exact same thing now. Except I'm absolutely, for sure, I'm loving Host to Post. It's absolutely amazing. I think it is such an incredible free lead generating tool, right? It's like doing a party, like an in-home party, but like however many of them that you want to do per day. You're getting in front of your people's people, and you can get in front of as many people's people as you want. Like I said, when I started my business, there was nobody building their business on social media. I remember when I got added to Steph and Joel's diamond page that they had. And people were like saying how they built their business and all this stuff. And I remember saying that I built it on Facebook. And I remember going ambassador and someone commenting in there and saying in the ambassador page, I just couldn't imagine how someone could possibly feel a connection to someone through social media. And I was like, well, dude, match.com. You know, like, hello, people. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're networking. So,
That's right.
I mean, that's it. That's all I do. I post, I message, I follow up, I grow my network, and I just all the time, always. And of course my life has changed. Now I have 3 kids, right? And so But what's so amazing is that we're just so much more efficient now, that I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off, that I come in, I conquer, I do the things that I need to do. I come in, I'm having the conversations that I need to have. I keep track of everything that I'm doing so much better. And I think one of the greatest gifts to our industry for sure is Facebook and Facebook stories and Instagram stories, because it just allows us to, you know, I mean, like even I walk around and I'm just like, no one wants to see anything that I'm doing, but for whatever reason, thousands of people watch my Instagram stories every single day. And it's because people are nosy. People are just nosy. We're nosy people, creatures.
Right.
And so give them something to be nosy about. You know, even if you live, even if you're like, I live in a trailer and it's dirty and I'm, you know, and I'm this size and I'm that, and I believe in this and I'm, you know, whatever. And no one wants to see me. I mean, everybody wants to see you, and you got to have that attitude about it, because if you act like you're a force to be reckoned with, people will pay attention to what you're doing.
So posting, you're posting consistently. Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. So I just want everybody to understand. I know they've heard this before. Oh, she's posting. Oh, they're posting. Where are they posting? Oh, they post on Facebook. Okay, so Jake, tell me this. What are you posting? I know you said you're posting about authenticity, what's your soul, you're in your stories. And of course, we know when you first started posting, you weren't getting thousands of people viewing your stories. You weren't getting, you know, thousands of people, you know, looking to get started with you. But now, talk to us about, here's the question. I'm excited now. Now I'm fired up. Because to go ambassador, would you agree you don't do that alone, right?
To go, I mean, no. Like you got to enroll, man.
You got to enroll. So you've enrolled and you've identified, attracted people that wanted and had a feeling for themselves and they wanted to succeed, correct?
Correct. I enrolled a whole bunch of me's.
A whole bunch of you. All right. So tell me this. Tell me about some of the people you've enrolled that have made it to diamond, double, triple, ambassador. Tell me about some of these people that are on the top 100 list or top 200 list. And how did you find them? Maybe give us like 3 or 4 stories. See, we're empowered by stories. Give me about 3 or 4 stories of individuals you've met on Facebook or Instagram or wherever you met them. Take me through a couple of these people that you've met on Facebook or Instagram, what you said to them, what they started to do, and how they became successful. I love my leaders. So it's really hard. It would be too hard for me to identify just one of them, because they know I love them. Identify 100 of them if you want to. We got time.
Okay. First of all, and I think this is one of the things that people ask me a lot. Okay.
Sure.
Is, how do you know when someone's going to be good? How do I know when to give up on people? And this is the thing, guys. I'm not the message. I'm just the messenger. And I will enroll anybody, because I can't tell you who's going to be successful. I've seen people who were so capable, who were salon owners that had amazing networks, get in and do nothing. And every single person that I've enrolled that have gone ambassador were just a nobody. And in fact, they were a 400 box at the bottom of a diamond or a double diamond chart. So you do not know who's going to kill it. And so what do? You assume that everybody's going to kill it. That's what you do. Because if you assume everybody's going to kill it, you assume that everybody comes into this. I pray. They know, I say it all the time. I prayed for them. I still pray for them every single day. I got up and I prayed. I said, God, bring me the people, bring me the right people that need me, bring me the Jades of the world, bring me to them and them to me. And we're going to just change lives. And now here they are. They are here and they keep coming in, right? And so we have 10% of the top 200 is from my team, which is like pretty incredible. Like, why are you laughing? We have amazing people, and not just that, but we've got so many people who are movers and shakers. But this is what I think it is. I think it's just, you know, you assume that everybody wants to be successful, and I think on a massive scale, that's just the most amazing thing that happened for my YouTube channel that I didn't even know was going to happen. It was just that I came in, and one of my gifts is just talking. And so to be able to sit here and be able to systemize the things that I do every single day, that post, message, follow up, grow your network, and teaching people just how I do that, even if it seems like it's so simple, it just enables everybody. It enables every single person. And so I mean, so that's the first thing. I think that people just want to know how you know who's going to be successful. And the answer is you don't. But if you expect that they're going to suck, they're going to suck. But if you expect that they're going to be amazing, maybe they're going to at least meet you in the middle, right? And I think that that's such a huge thing. I think that it's so important to not just look at your chart and chart people for what you need. Because one thing, and I can show you, give me just a second. I'm using my son's little TV tray thing, but this is what I've done since the beginning of my business. I hand draw my whole entire chart, okay? Because I'm on here, I'm charting everybody, and I'm trying to look for who can promote. So when I went ambassador, I mean, when I was a double diamond, we had $120,000 in sales. When I went ambassador, we had almost $1 million. And it's not just because I was looking for just.
Oh, go back. No. Whoa. You're not just going to skate past that like that. We were just $1 million. Come on, go back. When you was what now? You did 120? What's that again?
So okay, the way that I teach charting and stuff is that you promote to whatever this month, but you're charted for the next thing. So like if I'm going ruby this month, I'm going ruby, but I'm charted for emerald. If I'm going emerald this month, I'm charted for diamond. So then that way, next month I can go diamond and get charted for double. So you're always ahead. So you have more than what you need. It's just going to give you, more security. You're just going to be rolling into that next promotion. And so since that's the thing, we just had, just everybody was way further than what I just quote needed them to be, because this isn't just about what I need. It's about what they want to do. And like, you know what I mean? Like what their goals are. It's not just about mine. And so, I literally I don't even want to name names because I don't want to offend any single person for not saying their names, but we have amazing, they know. I mean, I love it.
You got 10% of the top 200. I think that blanketed statement covers all the names and everybody connected to them.
Nope, they're amazing.
Okay, so tell me this. Let me get back here. So you chart, and I want to dig into that language, and the reason being is when we talk about charting, there's something you said that everybody's sharing in here. Talking about you see everybody as an ambassador because you don't know who's going to kill it. You got people that have PhDs and those that have GEDs, and you just don't know who's going. I mean, you don't know who has that feeling. I think that's the biggest thing. You don't know who has that feeling and that fire, that desire to go out and do the deal, right? So talk to us about this here, Jade. We've talked a little bit about the story. We've talked a little bit about charting. Now, you say you chart everybody. Obviously, we know literally you can't chart everybody, but who is it that you decide to chart? Are these personally enrolled people? Are they enrolled to other people? Who do you chart? And when you say you overchart them, so let's say I'm getting started in the month of August. I want to get to Ruby. Are you day one charting me to Emerald, or let's drill down and talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, what was the first question?
What was the first question?
Yeah, what was the first part?
Who is it that you chart? Because you
said who am I charting? Okay, so no, I mean, I really, really do try to chart every single person. So obviously right now, I'm concentrating the most on my 2.0. And so that's what this is. And then there's a whole nother long piece of paper hanging on the other side of my room because it got wet. So it's drying out. But I do try to chart every single person. And it's because I just believe, me as a leader, I just want to give everybody direction. I did not know how to chart until it was a double diamond. It was so bad. So I think if everybody can do anything as long as you have a direction, and that's what your job is as a leader. You're just a compass. That is all you are. You're a compass. Just give them the directions and bonus points for teaching them how to do it, for how to get to where they want to go. So I try to chart every single person. It's super quick now because I just use a program on my iPad that just allows me to chart people and digitally send it out and crank everything out. And so, yes, my goal is if you go executive, you're charted Ruby your first month. So you'll be charted Ruby, but you're going executive. The next month, the goal is you're going to go Ruby, but you're going to be charted for Emerald. And so we're just thinking this overabundance also because it's just not, it's not, I mean, most of the time you're going to have people who are going to kind of die off over time. And so just being able to stack and utilize volume, if you want to. And I don't care, you know, that was like something that I heard like along the way. It's just not a part of my belief system. Some people are like, I only work with personally enrolled people. I just don't believe in that at all. That's not a thing that I believe into. Sarah Neerman was, when I was trying to go ambassador, there's a leader on my team, her name's Sarah Neerman, and I actually went to high school with her. I did not like her at all. However, she was enrolled by someone who I enrolled, and her and I were at conference at the same time, and we ended up going to dinner with the same group of people, and we drove her back to her hotel, and I had such a great conversation. And I was like, I'm going to call her and she's going to come over. And she was an Emerald. So she was working on going Diamond. And so she came over and I charted her to triple Diamond. And I said, she thought she was going to chart for like double. I was like, what if you're going to go triple? You're just going to go triple Diamond. And so she went triple Diamond in like 2 or 3 months in a very, very short amount of time from being Emerald. And it was just because I gave her that direction and just laid it all out and showed her just directly how to do that. So, and she was not personally enrolled to me. And I just think that like the security is within the depths of your team. I don't want to just have a conversation or a relationship with just the people who I personally enrolled or whatever up top. I want to be able to be there for every single person in my team as much as I possibly can. Because if I enroll you and you enroll Jennifer and Jennifer enrolls Natalie, if you leave, then Jennifer knows she has me. If Jennifer leaves, then Natalie knows she has me. Every single person on my team knows that I'm there and advocate and like I'm there to help and do all the things. And so, and I want as many, but I want everybody to go Diamond and above. Like, so chart as much as I can. And so, yes, the overabundance. I actually have different charts that I have for my team. They're hybrid charts. So they're, I made my own charts because I just do that kind of stuff. And so it's basically like a mixture of our old charts mixed with our new charts with just like executive boxes on them and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So you chart, obviously when you chart everybody, these are people that you have a relationship with or some form of knowledge of who they are. And you make it a point, from what I understand, to chart them so they know they have access to you. What's your communication with these people like? Are you finding now that you're doing things through your team page? Are you making phone calls to them? Are they calling you? How does that work, especially with such a large organization level with leaders that you have?
I don't ever get on the phone. That's not a thing that I do.
Whoa, no, you didn't say that, because I'm being crucified right now. You don't get on the phone.
No.
You don't call people?
No.
Hold on, let me put the spotlight on me for a second. I want people to see me just surprised.
Last training where you like, you get your people on the phone. I don't ever, never.
Hold on. This is news to me. It's like, you don't call people on the phone?
Never.
Like on the phone, hello?
No,
like,
I don't like talking on the phone.
No, Jade, no. I think you misunderstand. I'm not saying doing a conference call. I'm saying like you don't say hello. How you doing? How was your day today?
Nope.
Oh, hold on. Let me just, I'm slow. So let me just drill down a little bit more, make sure, So the folks on your team, you're not calling them every single day. Hey, just checking on you. Just want to make sure everything's all right. And how you doing? Are you charted? Have you enrolled anybody this week? Or can I do anything to help you go Ruby this month? Or can I do anything to help you go Diamond this month? What's going on? You're not doing that?
No.
Oh, okay. So how are you communicating? Help me.
Well, okay, so here's the deal. I just hate getting on the phone, and also because I'm a talker, and then all of a sudden it's 45. Like I can talk to 20 people at one time. So for instance, for example, with my enrolling, I've pretty much consistently enrolled at least 15 distributors every single month since I started, and I don't get on the phone with them. And I had this conversation with Jury.
How many people have you personally enrolled, would you say? Do you know the number?
Over 1,000.
Shucks. Over 1,000 person enrolled distributors, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really talk to them on the phone. So you're just doing social media and that type of thing? Is that what we're doing?
My whole business was
Yes.
built from Facebook Messenger, just voice messages. I mean, we didn't even have Zoom until just a couple months ago.
What?
Or a couple
Say
years
it
ago.
again? No, say it again. Hold on. What? Say it again.
I built my whole entire business
Uh-huh.
through just through messaging and texting and stuff. Because I can talk to 10 people in the same amount of time I could talk to one. Why would you do that?
Okay, so do me a favor on that voice note you and I have going. Send me your phone number so I'm gonna call you. So because I know you're not talking to anybody, I'm gonna just call you.
I won't answer. I do not answer my phone. Like I won't.
But obviously, that methodology you still communicate. So you're using voice notes. You're still messaging. You're still. My point is, and it sounds a little facetious to people listening, but my point, and you said this earlier, it's not just one thing. It's whatever works for you. And a lot of times I think there's an indictment against leaders when we compare leadership styles and personalities to each other. Well, she's calling this one day. She's calling her people every single day. You should be calling me. And then you hear from another leader, number 7. Oh, I don't call anybody. And so I think the indictments and the holds that we have on leaders, you have to dislodge. That's the purpose of being on masterminds like this, so that you can understand there's more than one way to get the answer. Or 2 + 2 is 4, but so is 3 + 1. 3 + 1 is 4, and so is 2 + 2. So there's multiple ways to get the right answer for you. And so I'm glad you said that. Now we're coming up on the hour, Jade. We got about 7 minutes left, and we're only on point number 2 of what I said.
Listen, we can just keep going. I'm here all night. Let's just go.
So y'all, if y'all want us to keep going in the chat, just write, keep the party going. In the chat, I need to hear, keep the party going. If I don't see keep not, keep the party going. If we don't see that, we're going to have to shut this thing down. So I'm going to keep the party going, keep the party. All right. So Jade, here we go. So we talked about your story. We talked about the strategy, your posting, your messaging, you're following up, you're charting people, not just the people that you personally enroll. There's something else you said that I don't want people to miss. You are enrolling 15 people, a minimum 15 people a month, right? 15 people. Now, tell me this. Do you see that as the norm for your top leaders on your team? They're consistently enrolling 15, 20, 30, 40 people a month. I was talking with Mara just the last week, and she was talking about she enrolls 30, 40, 50. One month she enrolled 60 new distributors. And the way my mind works is, man, you enrolled 60 people. How in the world do you work with these people? But a lot of this is through social media and your systems and your strategies. So talk to us about that, because we're still on the second thing in terms of building strategies. So to be specific in my question, you're enrolling 15, on average, 15 people a month. Are you finding that's what the majority of your diamonds and doubles and above are doing as well, enrolling the masses of people and then, following up and working through them?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much have done a really good job of being extremely duplicatable and by breaking everything down. And so I mean, that's why I say, like, I don't care who you are, where you come from, what color you are, what you believe in, who you love, like, you can do this. I mean, if you can literally just do exactly what I do, there's just no reason why it can't work for you. And so, I mean, yeah, pretty much, I mean, everybody is pretty much enrolling 10 plus. I mean, for my diamonds and above, for sure. Obviously newer people, you got to give them the time. They got to get in that rhythm. They got to get that belief in themselves. The sooner you do that, the sooner you're going to be enrolling. And the reason why I enroll about 15 a month is because it's just a numbers game. If it pretty much like clockwork, if I enroll 15 people, 3 of them are going to quit before they even get started. And then the next month, the 12 left over from the month before, about 2 of them will quit. And so then you're left with 10. And so if you're only enrolling 3 people every single month, I mean, those 3 could quit. So how do you fix that? Just go enroll more people, I mean, people are going to quit. People quit me too. You enroll more people.
Gotcha. So your strategy is we're going to enroll a lot of people. And I've taught this same thing as well. My experience is when you enroll anywhere between 12 to 15, Jade, 3 to 5 will quit, 3 to 5 will incubate, and 3 to 5 will actually engage in building the business with whatever strategy you're teaching them. So you're finding the same thing. The only difference is you're massively enrolling every single month, 15 plus people, and obviously that's duplicating, right?
Right.
All right, tell me this. Let's kind of talk about one of the things we discuss is structure. And I'm going to hit structure from several different points here. I want to talk about what recognition looks like for you and your team. I know you've got obviously 10% of the top 200 earners in the company are on your team. So how do you recognize people that have promoted to executive or Ruby and Emerald and Diamond? What do you do to celebrate them, to reward them, to recognize them, whether they're personally sponsored or they're just part of your team? Obviously, you're at a point now, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, where you may have people that promote to Diamond or double or triple, and you probably never even met them or know them, but I don't know how you recognize it. But talk about that recognition piece, because we all know that people, men die for it and babies cry for it, which is recognition. Talk to us about in the context of structuring your business and the culture of your business. What do you do from a recognition standpoint for the various ranks on that get promoted on your team?
So I think I actually am a really terrible person when it comes to recognition. And I think a lot of it is just because my enroller quit when I was in for 2 weeks. And so that was just
No. Whoa. Time out. Flag on the play. Pause. Your enroller, the enroller, the one from Pinterest. That
one, she was from Facebook. Yeah, she quit 2 weeks in.
The one from Facebook. Facebook, the one that Mark Zuckerberg owns, that Facebook. Mm-hmm. So she quit.
Yeah.
No. So she's not in the business.
No, her enroller. Now, I actually messaged her when I went ambassador, and I said that she should probably turn her auto ship on because she could probably make some money. And she sent me a Christmas card thanking me for telling me because it actually helped her get through the Christmas season.
Jade, you're taking me too fast. You know I'm slow. Let me calm down. So again, you're an ambassador diamond inside of Bitworks. Ambassador, you've been with the company 7 years. Now, for some of you, this sounds trite, but again, I am doing my best through her story to distract you, to dispute your excuses, and to inspire you. So your sponsor, the one that's responsible for teaching you the system, for being there, for motivating you, for inspiring you, for coaching you, for mentoring you, for calling you, for consoling you, your sponsor quit the business.
Yes.
Why didn't you quit after? Did you know your sponsor had quit?
I actually only talked to her the moment I enrolled, and then we never talked again.
I'm done. I'm finished. I don't have any more questions, Your Honor. So you didn't talk to your sponsor anymore.
Let me answer your question. You said, why didn't I quit? Well, because the burning building and my baby, it's not her responsibility to save my kid. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's just, okay. It's not her responsibility. It's mine.
All right. So take me to this point. What are your daily methods? Give me your daily methods of operations. They say they want the goods. So now we're just going to stick on the goods. What are your daily methods like? Daily social media activity, number of people you're messaging. What is the message you're sending out?
Okay, so, well, and this has changed. I mean, but here's the thing. I've got girls that, oh my gosh, please, like if you find something that works for you, don't change it. Don't. Okay. I mean, you're going to you're going to feel like you're lost in the woods, and then you're going to spend all this time just to come back and find yourself. So let's just avoid that. Figure out what works for you and do that. And so right now I do host to post. So I get about 10 to 20 up per day. The person who does the host to post for me, I bring up the business. Every single person that comments and likes the post, I message them initially about the product, but I'm slinging in the business because my main focus is to enroll distributors, because I'm going to enroll customers anyways. I drink the coffee, make a video every morning. I'm going to enroll. People want what I have all the time anyways that way. And so that's, I'm doing, host to post is my main, is just, I don't know, like, and I did not embrace host to post probably until like March. Just because, like I said, I figure out what works for me and I just try to stick and do that. However, it is such an amazing lead generating tool that I can message you one time, the same, you know, you could message someone directly just to be a customer, or ask them to post for you. You're getting in front of their people. Still ask them about being a customer if you still, you know, if you're still trying to get your first bonus or whatever. It just is more bang for your buck. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm doing host to post. My days are crazy, you guys, like, but I will tell you what, I am just as successful enrolling just as many people with a less amount of time, but it all is because, like I said, I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I've got 3 kids. And so, I mean, like, I'm in all different directions all the time, always. And it's hard. Yes. But I just have to be so intentional with my time. I just did a training like yesterday or sometime this weekend for my team, and I call it like the power of 20 minutes. And so I do these little 20-minute bursts of like doing something, because I can occupy my kids for 20 minutes. Just over that, it's just not going to happen. And so I just try to break up the little things that I need to do here and there that way. And so I have the most incredible layered leadership with my leaders. So like, I mean, everybody just works together to do trainings and stuff like that. So that's not something that's just on me. I mean, everybody's just so incredible and skilled and explain things great. So we're all just kind of working together to train. And so I wake up in the morning. I use an app called the Productive app.
Okay.
Which is amazing. It's this guy, it'll open. I actually have a video, so if you guys want to go to my YouTube, and I have a podcast about it as well. I made a podcast about this app because it's the best. But it's just a productivity app. So when you're done with something, you just, you know, check mark it off that you've finished it. And so I just do this every single day and just make sure. And there's a morning, there's an afternoon, and there's an evening. I'm just making sure I'm getting my stuff done. Were you going to cut me off, or are you just saying okay?
Oh, no, I'm saying okay. I'm kind of going step by step with you. Yes.
Okay. So I hold myself accountable. I mean, here's the thing, guys. I can make myself feel like an absolute big piece of crap because I'm running around like crazy. I'm homeschooling my son now. Like, I'm literally homeschooling him. He's not e-learning, he's homeschooled. And I can make myself feel like a piece of crap because I can't remember like what I'm doing and what's going on. But instead of being mad at myself, I just try to embrace that. I try to just embrace myself wherever I'm at. And so I use these kind of things to hold myself accountable. I do have alarms that go off in my phone to remind me to do XYZ. Before we had this Zoom, I had an alarm going off at 7:30 that on my Apple Watch that said, make sure the kids are in bed. I just do what I got to do to just hold myself accountable. I have a daily planner, and that's where I that's where I write down every single person that I'm talking to every single day. My goal is to seal the deal in some way, shape, or form. So that's either enrolling them or getting the date to which they're going to enroll. But I also want to make sure that I'm writing everybody down, because I will follow up with you until you block me or you die. Okay. So I make sure I write every single person down I'm talking to. I love, someone just asked, the Day Designer Planner is my favorite. It's got tons of room.
Day Designer Planner. Day Designer Planner. There's another question that came up, Jade. I don't know if you saw it. They asked, two things. Your daily social media activity and the number of people you message a day. So take us, maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, and then take us down. How many people, because everybody wants to feel empowered to do how, and I've been doing this 16 years. Guys, the how doesn't matter. I'm telling you, if she tells you she's messaging 30 people a day, I guarantee you, until you get the feeling of that burning desire, will not message 30 people a day. If Jay says she messages 100 people a day for 90 days, 99.9% of you won't do it. You know why? You haven't found the feeling yet. But Jay, how many people are you messaging a day? Because I do want people to really be inspired by the daily activity. Like, what does that look like, so I can decide okay, I'm going to duplicate that.
If you want to gauge, this is the rule. And this is what I said at the beginning. If you want to gauge how well you're doing, it has nothing to do with how many you have to do. It's just however much it takes. When I first got started, it was 100 people it was probably more, to be completely honest with you, because I worked probably 18 hours a day. I maybe slept just a few hours every single day because I just didn't have any other options. I didn't know what I was doing. There was no one doing this from social media, and I didn't have gas money. So I had to make it work on Facebook. Just as much as you can all the time, always. But what's most important is not how many messages you send out, but how many responses back you get. And so today I could message 20 people and I could get the amount of responses that I need. But on Thursday, it could be a day where no one's responding. And so I just keep going. And if it means I got to message 300 people, well, Thursday was my 300 day for me to get my 10 people. However, the rule is if you message them, they will watch your page. So message however many people you can every day, because I could message Sabrina and she just not even answer, not even open it, but she sees my notification and she's like, who is this? She goes and looks at my Facebook and she sees me half naked sharing my like stretch marks and body positivity and talking about my life. And all of a sudden she's hooked and she's watching me. I message people to watch me. I don't really message them to enroll them. I message them to watch me, because if I message them one time, I will message them forever and I will keep following up with them and they're going to keep watching me. And so my posts are really watering the seed, if you will. You just want to plant as many seeds as you can. But and I am in a position now where I make one giveaway post at the beginning of the month. Now hear me out, just hear the whole thing here. I will make one giveaway post and I'll have 500 comments on it. And I don't really have to message anybody. I'm pretty much just trying to get through that list. What I love about Host to Post is that when you start doing it, and I'm telling you this from me being on the phone with Amy Spence, texting her being like, it's not working. You said it's going to work eventually. It's not working. She's like, just keep going. And so I did. And I wanted to rip my eyeballs out of my head because it just wasn't working. But once you get a rhythm, you just get in a rhythm. You just keep going. You ask your upline, what wording do I need? People sharing with me the flow in the wording. I use Wordboard so I can save time. Having that flow of send this, then say this, then say this, then say this, having that flow. And then I figured out my own flow. Once you get that rhythm and you get that flow going, you're just going to be talking to so many people. It's like impossible to not be talking to so many people that you can't even keep up. I mean, it's just insane. And so, but even now, I call it stirring up the dust, it normally is on like a Thursday for whatever reason. I'll be messaging people and they're just, for whatever reason, no one's responding. And so that's the time when you start to get that, even to this day, you get this like weird icky feeling where you're like, is this not for me? Am I just not going to be successful anymore? No one wants this. Instead of going down that road, go stir up the dust. I want you to go down in your inbox and just start scrolling down, and you scroll down all the way to the first day that you started this business, and you message every single person. You message them all about your mermaid hair challenge. Just make something up and just start shooting out something random to every single person. You just need them to start talking to you. And then you can steer that conversation in whatever direction that you want. So I'm just like posting. I've just got my productive app has an alarm, just making sure that I'm doing it through the day. I'm posting, I'm messaging, I'm in my DMs all day long. Mm-hmm. I'm following up religiously. That's what Follow Up Friday's for. I'm making sure I continue conversations from yesterday, and I'm growing my network. And it pretty much grows on its own because of Host to Post. It just kind of naturally happens.
Got you. So a couple of things, and I'm going to go to the chat in a second, and we'll wrap it up. Two big questions. One is, what's your strategy for structure, box by box, ruby by ruby, quickest way to build to diamond for someone who is pushing for diamond? Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes. And so what I love, and I've done a couple trainings about this. I would say, I know that there's people who you want to go diamond like right now this month. Either which way, you've got to enroll DTs. And so first of all, make sure you're talking to as many people as you possibly can. Even if you're first talking about products, that's fine. Just bring up the business. That's why I love Host to Post, is because I'm able to like, so many people respond about TFX, but I just bring up the business to every single one of them. So it doesn't matter. It just gets me the most people. I just need people. I need leads. So when it comes to building to diamond super, super fast, you got to just fill the boxes, fill your chart, connect people. So I will partner people up. If I place, you know, Jennifer underneath Sabrina, then I'm getting them in a group message, and I'm just so that way they're connected for community and support. So fill the chart first, and then stack and replace to you know, replace people. So always fill the chart first, then go in and stack and replace. And so for instance, like my strategy with my 2.0, at the beginning of this year, I didn't really have any structure. I was highest paid double. I built my 2.0 to double diamond in 60 days when I first got it. And then I just kind of left it hanging because it just scared me so much. I mean, I was highest paid double diamond for 5 years on my 2.0, and I went ambassador in 18 months. So it scared me so much. And so coming into this year and just being like, I'm just going to do this again. I was able to go triple on my 2.0 in May. And so my strategy for that was to just, you know, you've got to hang in a place, and you've got to, really not just build, but you've got to teach people. You've also got to accept, you have to just accept that it just takes people time to learn. And it just takes time for people to get confident and to get confident in their personal business and their personal leadership. And so I just kind of hang in a spot and really build and replace and stack and do the things until it starts kind of moving on its own a little bit. And then I'll kind of bop over to another spot and do the exact same thing. And that's normally about like a 2.5, 3 month process of like really hanging in a spot. So it really just, it depends on where you're at. Obviously, if you're trying to go diamond, you won't have to hang maybe that long. One thing that I want to urge you guys not to do though, that I learned this the hard way, is just because you build someone doesn't mean that that's what they are. So if you build someone to diamond and then the next month you're trying to go double diamond or you're trying to go triple diamond, okay? And you build someone. And so the next month you're like ready to build in other places and do other things, and you just feel like that leader sitting there. You made them that rank, okay? They didn't have to go through the stepping stones that it takes to go executive. You know, oh my God, I enrolled someone. Oh my gosh, they quit. And then you get a little stronger. Oh my, all the blood, sweat, and tears. You put them in that position. So just because they're a diamond doesn't mean you're like, okay, you're a diamond now, figure it out, rise to the occasion. It doesn't work like that. But not only that, I also have just kind of learned over time that just because, you know, Sabrina is a double, she's my hype girl. She's always on the front page here for whatever reason, but just because Sabrina is a double diamond doesn't mean she knows how to go triple. So I'm not going to just leave her hanging just because she's a double diamond. Some people say, oh, they're a diamond, they're a double, they've got it. No, they don't got it, because if they got it, they would be triple by now. So it doesn't matter what stage in people's businesses that they're at, you've got to be there for them, even if they're the same rank as you. I'm there for my ambassador diamonds even, and we're talking through things. There's always a next step. You are the first person that's on your team. I'm the oldest person on my team, and I just assume that there is something that I have been through that my team will go through either now or at some point. And so I'm there to help them through those things, whether it's business or personal. So don't just build people and then be, you know, pissed off because they're not rising to the occasion that you put them in. You've got to give them time. You got to teach them, understand that people are nervous. Like, you know, they're not going to have the kind of confidence that you have if you're building super fast.
Got it. Another question that came in. Biggest tip to give that gets you to become a top income earner, cabs, building rubies, diamonds, top levels, etc.
What has made my money, you mean? Is that what you're
Yeah,
asking?
like what's the biggest tip you can give to someone who wants to get there, who wants to be in the top 150, who wants to get big cabs and to really be where you are, the Jades of the world?
I think you know, I was never in the top 100. I was just top 10. Like I just went from like nothing to top 10. And I'm gonna say, and this stands true. Like laughing, you're cracking me up. I think what stands true always is your job. Just be really good at what you do. Be the first person up, be the last person to go to bed. You do the things. You be in the trenches and go build. Have a place that you're trying to go ambassador. So start with, I'm going to go diamond, then I'm going to go double. Like always keep moving forward. You got to keep moving things forward. The vehicle moving is up to you. You're the person that's got the foot on the gas pedal. God, I mean, my checks have been made of all things. It's been made of personally enrolled diamonds. It's been made of people who have not been personally enrolled. It's been from cabs, from not just me enrolling and that was mass recruiting forever, you know, until there were people, until Host to Post, where you were able to get a lot of leads and stuff. Like the most customers I ever enrolled was when I went ambassador, and that was 27, and that was like a lot. I mean, now we have people, you know, enrolling 80. But me consistently enrolling distributors and teaching my team the systems to do the exact same thing, that duplication. And so you just go ambassador, and you enroll every single month. My number that I'm trying to hit every single month doesn't change. It's always at least 15, always, not just when I'm building, not just when I'm trying to promote. That's just my goal standard, period. And then it's, okay, where am I building? Who am I promoting? I'm always just thinking like, okay, where am I build? Where can I build? Right? Conversation I just had with Courtney Vogel. She's like, okay, where can you build? Because I'm talking to her about my 2.0 and I'm collaborating with her. Right. And so, I don't know. I think that's all it is. We just, I mean, I've had over 100,000 people on my team since I got started, you know, 7 years ago. And there's over 300 diamonds and above on my team. And it's just, I don't know. I never stopped, and you just keep moving forward, and you just keep bringing people in. The duplication system is literally me just saying, this is how I have a conversation with loyal customers, and I put it on YouTube for my whole team. This is how I post, put it on YouTube for my team, and then it just trickles down. I mean, YouTube's like one of the best gifts like ever. Mm-hmm. You know, and so I don't know. I don't even know if that answers the question.
It does. So a lot of these how-to strategies are on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot that I haven't put up there yet. I'm working on it. Okay. I live in the middle of nowhere, but yeah. I mean, I have over 400 videos on my YouTube. There's been like several million views, so you guys can go check it out. Yes,
we will check it out. Last question. We've been hearing about your 90-day push. Mm-hmm. Your 90-day push. Can you explain how you break that down? Your 90-day push to a new person like me. You know, I'm new. I've never done this before.
Yeah, I actually think Jennifer wants to know more than you, because I saw her above you and she's like, yes, yes. Trying to go ambassador. Yes, tell me. Okay, so the 90-day push is incredible. We've done, I mean, in over the years, I think we've pretty much normally, minus last year when I didn't have internet when we moved here for like 3 months, but we pretty much always have 2 of them every single year. One at the beginning of the year and then one around this time. Okay. And so I can explain the timing too, but a 90-day push is incredible. We overestimate what we can do in 1 month, but we underestimate what you can do for 90 days. 90 days is magic. Okay. Yes. 90 days can take you from where you are, and you can go. I mean, like I was saying, Sarah Neerman went from emerald to triple diamond. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was the top 40 income earner as a triple diamond. I mean, that's insane and incredible. She's not the only person. We've got so many people who've done this. So a 90-day push, to basically break it down super simple. Okay. Obviously you have 3 months. So month 1, you fill your chart. You are doing nothing but focusing on distributors. Month 2, you are focusing on distributors. Fill the remainder of your chart. What normally ends up happening is halfway, 3/4 of the way through your 2nd month, your chart is full. So now you're working on volume. So now we switch gears and we're working on volume. But because of what you did in month 1 and month 2, you have still tons more distributors coming in, not just from yourself, but also your team. And so by the time you get to that 3rd month, you might promote to, let's say, diamond or double, whatever that rank is that you're shooting for. You'll promote that month, but you'll end up being so overcharted with like ridiculous amounts of volume. So for instance, again, like example, my 2.0, I did like a 90-day push with my 2.0. And I think you need like, I don't know what the volume is to go triple diamond. I don't remember, but we had 60,000 in volume versus when you need like 35 or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever it is. So it gives you massive amounts, and then that allows you to run into the next thing. So then you as a leader, you ask yourself, well, what can I do to help support my team with this 90-day push? you know, I mean, how can I do I have done three-way calls in the past, that like in 2017 for like a month in November when we were trying that, but it's about what are you willing to do to grow your team? So now we have opportunity webinars that kind of replay over and over and over, but it's focusing on distributors, volume through the end of the month, and month 3, you are hauling butt on volume. And that's what it is. And so you guys could be nothing right now. You guys could be a distributor, not even commission qualified, and decide that right now you're going to go do big things. So you're going to get out your diamond chart. You're going to number it in pencil. We don't chart in pen. We chart in pencil, people. You have to be able to erase and adjust things. So you're going to go get out your pencil and you're going to go number every single box. I don't care if you want to go diamond, if you want to go ambassador, go number the boxes. So then you're going to put it at the top of your chart, right? And then you're going to go start with 1, just 1 more. You're just going to go get your 1, and then you're going to go get your next, and you're going to go get your next, and you're going to have your system for getting all these people started so that way they can get their shopping spree and go hauling it on their distributors. That's really what it is. It's just a very focused, hardcore amount of time where you ditch everything that doesn't have BV. No showering sometimes. You know, you're like, I'm not cleaning. I'm not going to watch TV. You're making these little sacrifices for these big, big things. And I can tell you, there's never been one time where I've ran after a huge promotion where I've turned around and said that wasn't worth it.
So let's close with this. You said month 1, you're focused on enrolling distributors. Now, when you do your 90-day runs, are you doing it with other people, and how do they qualify? If you do them with other people on your team, how do they qualify to be a part of the 90-day blitz or your 90-day run or your 90-day game?
They just have to breathe. I do it with everybody. I don't just pick people. Because like I said, who am I to say who's going to go do big things? Because I was a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I was a nobody, so I can't sit here and say who's going to be good or not. So it's just everybody. And so we just, as a public service announcement, we come on here and I drop the plan and I cast the vision and I explain what they're going to be able to do and what's going to be able to happen here. And no, someone just asked, there's no qualifications. No, you're already a distributor on my team. My team, like I said, I mean, my team is my team. I don't care who you are, who enrolled you, how many levels down you are. You're on my team. So you're already in. And so we just lay the foundation out. And I explain, I mean, we just did this, and I actually think I might have so if anybody wants to check it out, I do have my 90-day push. I think I have my Zoom that's up. I just cast a lot of vision, and we talk about it's going to be hard. You're going to walk through fire. All of a sudden, I mean, the month I went triple diamond, our power was out for a week and a half. I lost my Apple Pencil like 3 different times. My husband was having some health issues. I mean, it was literal hell, but that's all signs that we're going to be promoting, because all of a sudden the devil shows up when he sees that you're going to go do big things. And so that's what it is. And so I lay that out for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. We chart. I teach them how to chart with the bird's eye view chart, just like I do, and then how to input that right into your rank chart, and you just go. And it's just a movement of everybody working together. You know, we've got every single diamond that's on my team. Well, there's so many now, so I can't have every single one of them do the whole month because there's too many people. But over a course of 90 days, there's about 6 diamond and above leaders every day going live in our team page about something, bringing something to the table. You really got to give your leaders permission to stand up, because everybody just doesn't think they're good enough. So they're good enough. I'm passing them the mic. So they show up and they train about, certain things on certain days. So that way people have the training, they have the tools in their tool belt, and now it's just up to them to go, do the things. And when it comes to me, who I physically run with, who I'm going to physically whatever, it is always going to be, you can't, like I said, you cannot predict the future. I place and pray. I mean, come on, like you never know who's going to take off. You don't ever know you never know. You just do your best. But that's why I like this, because I'm really able to see so deep down within my chart and identify who's killing it, because you can have someone who's not even on your chart, 5 levels low over here, not even on it, who just enrolled 10 people. And you're like, if you're not paying attention, you're not paying attention. So this helps me pay attention. And we all just go. And I build with, sometimes it's a matter of things that are closest. And I've always learned that you know, it might be your first couple levels of people that you first enrolled are kind of like, eh. But then as you get better and as you develop, the seeds that you plant and the seeds that you grow and that you pick and enroll get better and better and better as you get better. Like you enroll who you are. And so that normally mid chart down is when you start enrolling really great people. And I think that that's why every single person who's gone ambassador, right, is mid or low because of that. And so you just run, you know, with whoever and just know that everybody's going to do the thing. But everybody on my chart, even if I need Sabrina to just be a ruby, she's getting a diamond chart out. So now all of a sudden you have a massive movement. And even if she has her diamond chart out, maybe she doesn't go diamond. Well, Sabrina's going to, because she has this vision and because she has her diamond chart out, well, now she just enrolled 4 DTs when she would have done nothing. That's what this is about, you know?
Got it. Well, we got a lot of questions coming through the chat. I mean, everything from I need to learn about levels because I heard we are not supposed to place down too far down to you actually message people. Somebody said we actually you actually message them in chart. She got 100,000 people on her team. She's not messaging everybody.
I influence my influencers. Okay.
That's
and
right.
So when I went ambassador, I mean, yeah, I did. We charted everybody. I mean, I was in there with the leader and we were sending charts to every single person because I can't sit around and wait for other people to do the things that I want to do. I'm not waiting for no man.
Jade, you said you influence the influencers. Break that terminology down because I want people to really understand what working in unison really sounds like and means like.
Well, you know, one day I got real pissed at my team because I felt like they weren't showing up the way that I wanted them to. I'm like, I was a triple diamond. Why am I the only one leading? Why am I the only one in the team page? Why am I the only one doing these things? And I was mad. And I said something just real cranky to one of the girls in my leader chat. And one of them had messaged me and she didn't message me yet. And so I got off the phone, I put my phone down, which isn't something that I did. And I started sweeping my kitchen and I don't like cleaning. So that's how mad I was. I started sweeping my kitchen and I went on YouTube and I'm like, I'm going to listen to personal development. And God just smacked me right across the face when John Maxwell popped up. And it was the law of influence. And he said, if you don't like what's going on in your organization, it's your fault. And understanding that you can only influence your influencers, meaning I would love to in some way, shape or form be able to reach out and hug and touch every single person on my team if I could, but I can't. And all I can do is influence how Sabrina feels, influence how Ashley feels, how Sarah feels. Like I can be in the trenches with as deep as I can go, but I've got to be able to just teach them and teach them how to be their best selves. They're my influencer, so they can take that culture back to their team. And so I listened to the law of influence, and then I came back to my phone, and that same person came to me and they said, you know, the reason why we're not showing up is because we're all afraid that we're not going to sound as good as you. I was like, damn, I'm over here being pissed at you guys for not showing up, and it's because you're judging yourself against me. And that's when I realized that I've got to be able to give them a voice and give them a platform and just saying, go train, go lead, go talk. Go, you got something to say, there's something to say. And so it just has allowed every single person to just become such an incredible leader, an incredible speaker, and have great influence. You know, no one cares, like your own team is not going to care about what you have to say until other people care about what you have to say. And so just allowing them to have that has been just so incredible. And of course it's good for the ego too, right? If Sabrina shows that, and that's what we need. We all need that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love it. You are speaking my leadership language. I believe in letting people lead, let them run their own teams, let them run their own organizations, let them have their own team names, let them have their own team pages, do their own trainings.
Listen, that doesn't mean that I'm not deep in my business, okay? And so that means that if you're under me and you've got stuff going on, I'm in there like white on rice. I mean, our culture on my team, there is no drama. There is no one is mean or rude, because I don't care who you are, what rank you are, you're out. You're not a part of that if that's what you're going to do, and that's how you make people feel. I don't play around with that. And it's just kind of become like a culture, like it's just like a, I don't know, it's just like I think all of my diamonds and above can pretty much just say that that's just like a standard, and that's why no one does it, because they know I mean, I've blocked my mom before. Like, I just don't play those games. And so, but I'm knee deep in my team. So I talk to people in Cheyenne Knox's team. I talk to people in Courtney Van Octen's team. It does not matter where you're at. I'm in your team because I just want to help. And it's not because I don't think you're good enough.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, it's just, you be knee deep in your team. Don't be walking around complaining because things aren't happening the way that you want them to happen, but you're not willing to be talking to anybody that is there. It's community. Yep.
That's it. I love it. So you let them lead. You're down in the organizations, working with people, obviously, that want you to work with them and lead with them and that type of thing. But you're like, hey, we're one community and we're running together.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a very, it's very, very, I think it's very, very special.
I love it. Well, anything else you want to share before we wrap this party up? I know we've gone to 9:32, so we're an hour and 30 minutes in. Anything you want to share?
Why I can't get on the phone? I can't get on the phone because we won't get off the phone. So I don't do it. Okay. I mean, I just, guys, I don't know where you're at. I know, like, right now, this year has been Jumanji. I mean, you never know what every single month is going to bring. And if you guys haven't listened to Stephen Furtick's sermon from Sunday, it was so good. It was so good. But he was just talking about how, our thoughts are just truly what control every single thing in our lives. And I hope that exactly. Yep. It was so good. I hope that you guys just decide that you don't care what's happening in the world and what's happening in your life, that you're not going to let it happen to you, that you're going to happen to it, and that you've been through worse things. I have been through worse things. I have survived worse things. And exactly like Jared said, you've got to get to a place in your soul where someone said to me, I like listening to your story makes me realize I'm not pushing hard enough. The moment that you decide the life you're living is unacceptable, you don't accept it, that's the moment that you're willing to do whatever it takes. And I've not done that just when I was broke and skipping meals and doing my laundry in my bathtub. I did it in January when we've made millions of dollars and I live out in the middle of nowhere in Tennessee on 10 acres, my dream home. It does not matter. Your life, you deserve to have anything that your brain can come up with. Your intuition is the GPS of your soul. And so that means that anything that pops up in your brain is something that you're supposed to have. You can have those things, but you've got to just decide that where you're at right now, we're grateful, we're thankful, but it's just not acceptable. And that if there's someone out there living more and having more, then you have to do that. You have to go do that. And that's all I want to say. And I try to live by that. And does it suck sometimes? Yeah. Do you feel like your skin is literally crawling because you're walking in the fire? Yes, but we're forged in fire. Like we're made for this. That's what we're made for. And so I want you guys, your intuition's the GPS of your soul. I want you guys to know that, and if you want to go top 10, if you want to go top 100, then it's not about what you know versus what someone else does. I did that in a time where like I wasn't taking pretty pictures. You're not going to see my white couch. You're not going to see me showing up looking like everybody else. It's about who's just willing to work harder. It's just work ethic. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that says it all. It's just work ethic. So Jade, thank you so much for jumping on the phone with all of us tonight.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me in again.
Absolutely. We got to do a part 2 at some other point when we're doing this 90-day blitz or 90-day game plan. This has truly been exciting. We'll have the replay up for everybody. Jade, I'll send it to you directly too. And you can share it with the team and share it with everybody that wants to get their hands on it. But thank you so much for being on and just sharing so selflessly what you guys are doing, what you continue to do. By the way, do you have any men on your team that are ambassadors, men-led
No.
teams? No.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Just thought I'd ask. I want to connect with some of the other
Well,
guys.
you're an anomaly. You know, most men are cavemen.
Say it again for the people in the back. I'm a what?
No, you're okay. So listen, guys. One day, my cousin calls me. Okay, we're never getting off. My cousin calls me,
Oh,
and
we're
he
getting
said,
off.
hey, cuz. No, hold on. Just listen. I want you guys to understand how he's an anomaly. My cousin called me, and he said, hey, cuz. I hear you're making a lot of money. What are you doing? How can I do it? And so I started telling him, and he's like, I don't need to know all that. I don't need to know about spending time with people. Don't you just have some like DVDs or something I can send to people, and then they'll enroll and you'll make a lot of money. Most men are cavemen. Most men are money driven. What we do is a very emotional thing. And so a lot of men can't tap into that emotional soulfulness. And so that's why in our industry, you just don't typically, this is my beliefs, you don't typically see a lot of men doing, what he's been able to do. So being led by an anomaly is I believe we all are an anomaly. That's why we're here. And so he's just extra, he's just extra anomaly.
There you go. There you go. Well, that's all right. We are excited about it. We've got a lot of incredible women on the team, a lot of phenomenal men on the team, and we just want to add our contribution to it with more women, more men, more couples that are in that top 150, and we've got a lot of incredible people really working hard, really pushing, and really bought in. So, Jade, you have done a tremendous job tonight with contributing to really us forging and taking this company beyond $1 billion. So thank you so much for being on, and appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll open up the lines, let everybody say goodbye and good night. Thanks, everybody. God bless you. God bless your families. God will certainly bless your dreams. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.